And we'll just kind of go around the room here just to get everybody's first name. Again, I'm Pat.
Charles.
Hey, I'm John.
Jeff.
Adam.
Nick.
I'm in.
Dave.
And this is
I'm Ken.
Ken Dog.
Ken Dog.
All right, now, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
John.
All right, I'm going to start with John.
Okay.
Just because I noticed you're wearing the Giants cap.
Giants all the
Go
way.
Giants.
That's right.
Now, there's one I'm going to ask you. Because we notice in
Don't make
one of the
I might get in a fight.
one of the things I've been covering lately
All right.
in my job as I do sports for KFPK is this thing with the Dodgers and the Giants and the guy that was attacked outside of Dodger Stadium. And you know, it seems like now everybody's down on Dodger fans like they're evil baseball fans that don't care about baseball and they just want to go out and they're a bunch of thugs and criminals. Whereas I think that these were just two criminals to begin with. They weren't really baseball fans. They were two thugs that decided, you know what, we're going to kick somebody's ass tonight. And they found a guy who was a family man, a good man, who was a Giants fan, who absolutely did not deserve to be attacked by these two morons. I don't care what gear they were wearing, but you know. Now here this guy's in this coma. I mean, as a Giants fan, I mean, what do you think?
I mean that really upsets me at the same time because it's just a game. I mean, it's the love of the game, and at the same time, I look at Dodgers fans. I've been to Giants-Dodgers games. It does get rowdy sometimes. I've sat next to a Dodgers fan, and we've exchanged words a few times.
Yeah.
But no, most of the time that's as far as it ever goes. Most of the time it's a fun rivalry. We have a good time. I don't think this man deserved it. I think it was two thugs just being.
Yeah, two
being
jackasses.
jerks. That's what it was.
Could happen in any baseball park.
I
any
agree.
baseball park.
Well, if you look at New York and Boston at the same time.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just the rivalry. I mean, that's all it is. And
Well,
I
you
just
see the
think
same thing with the Raiders as well. You know.
Same thing. Black hole.
Yeah.
People are afraid
Black
to go
hole
there.
is fun.
I mean, I'm a Dodger fan. I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay, I'm in Northern California, but you know what? I feel like I should be able to wear my cap to a baseball game without.
I agree.
You know, without having to fear that someone's going to either trying to attack me or
Even though we did beat you guys the last
get in the face by fan. All right, no, that's cool. See, but that's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what I like about it. See, I can take that. That's fun.
Exactly.
It's about the game.
Exactly.
It's about the rivalry. You know, it's about having fun watching the game. And, all right, yeah, your team won. All right, now what? Who won the opening series?
Whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But anyway.
But that's the fun of it, you know?
What's that on the side of my hat?
That's right. But no, I've seen guys, you know, I was at a Giants game one night, and this guy just carrying food up these stairs. I just happened to be looking up at the top deck, and these cement stairs go straight up like that, you know? Guy's carrying food, wearing his Dodger gear, and I watch this guy get up and just sucker punch the guy. Falls down the stairs, he's falling on his back, food goes flying. I just happen to see it. And as he's going down, another guy gets up, boots him in the ribs as he's on his back. You know, and it just seems like, you're talking about the Raiders games. I've seen more violence, fan violence at baseball games than I've ever seen at any football game I've ever been to.
What
We've seen a couple fights.
What's that?
What happened after that?
That's when the security came, you know,
So
security jumped on him at that point.
Yeah.
But
So again, afterwards, what happened? Was there? It's truthfully, if that happens out on the street of Sacramento in front of the Capitol, what's going to happen?
it should be an assault charge.
It's an assault charge. You're going to go to jail.
I don't know what happened, but I'm sure, you know, the cops.
Most sports complexes in the United States, I believe they have a courthouse underneath the stadium. I know San Francisco, Candlestick Park for the 49ers, they do. And there is the judicial system that is in place underneath the sports complex.
Is it for people who get in fights?
Just what you're talking about, right?
Well, I know Argo has
Now-
holding cells.
Yeah.
Does it
Oh,
really?
yeah.
A few years ago, we were at a game. Do you know where the big Coke bottle is up
Yeah.
at AT&T Park?
Yeah.
Two guys got in a fight. One guy smashed a beer bottle right over his head. I could not believe it.
Yep.
And it would happen probably, I don't know, we were probably 7 rows away from it.
Yep.
And that was just,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
What type of penalties actually happen for something like this?
I know of one instance, a buddy of mine took some customers to a 49er Dolphins game. Well, this was probably 98, 99, somewhere around in there. And he also had a buddy of his going with him. Now, his buddy, well, he used to be a third-string linebacker, but he could take care of himself. My buddy played college ball. He played for Vermeil a little bit with the Eagles many years ago. These two guys are big guys. My buddy had to go in and relieve himself. He went in, and the next thing he knows, Murph, I'm getting jacked. Murph comes in, and there's 3 guys on him. Well, Murph didn't even think twice. He landed one in the guy's head, knocked him out. The last I heard, he was still in intensive care. I have no idea what happened to him. Now, this was, what, 12, 13, 14 years ago. They never saw the game. They were in holding cells underneath with the 3 guys that attacked them, except the one that got taken away to the hospital. And they started going through the judicial process. And now, did they convict the other 3 guys? I don't know. My buddy and his buddy, they got off. They were self-defense. But they had to go through the system to get that out. Yep. Alcohol was involved.
So in other words, the ballpark and the people that are running the ballpark, this is a serious thing. People just want to sit down and go watch a ball game, take their families.
Right.
They should be very serious about their cracking down on this and not just brushing over it.
Correct.
I agree.
Correct. And I believe with this instance that happened, a couple of weeks ago down in L.A., there may be something coming out of it, because that guy's still in a coma.
Yeah.
Well, the guy has brain damage.
Does he really?
Yeah.
When I heard on the news that he had brain damage, but I've also heard that there was at least 3 or 4 different, maybe 5 different stories of what actually happened.
And I
So
don't know.
it comes down to that sort of questioning as far as stories changing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious what's going on there. Why would a story have to change on something like that?
Well,
What part of the storage? What part of the storage?
I don't know, but again, I'm hearing this third party. So
well, the thing of it
So
is,
we're all technically hearing it here.
yeah.
eyewitness accounts become more and more unreliable the farther and farther out the incident is.
True.
If you talk to any lawyer, they love an eyewitness, that's been out from the trial 2 or 3 weeks. By the time trial comes, they don't know what they saw or what they didn't see. Another thing I find somewhat interesting about this, the media coverage is big, and I think that's going to help push things along. I think so. Eventually. I mean, at first it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass because media gets in the way, but because there's so much heat on something to get done, that's where you're going to see it in action. What bothers me is that people in general, there's a high idiot potential in most people that go to sporting events. Most people, I should say, not most. Let me rephrase, because I think, like him, I believe that most people want to have a good time. But what happens is when you get alcohol involved, the idiot potential goes way, 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 way up. Well, sure. But what are you going to do? Ban the sales of alcohol? Probably not.
That's what they're talking about.
But they're not. It's not going to hold.
I hope not.
It's not going to hold.
But again, it comes down to, as a father of a 12-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl and a 3-year-old girl, what happens if I want to take my kids to a game and see something like that, or happen to have something like that happen to me in front of my kids?
Oh, sure, that would be terrible. That would be awful. I think you got to play the percentages, though, to a certain extent. If you look, taking the heinous nature of the crime out of the equation, okay, the fact that this incident is so played as a single incident, it may play on the other end of the scale too, where, okay, this doesn't happen very often. How do we tweak the system to make sure that that small percentage doesn't happen at all?
Do we even need to tweak
Or
the
do we
system?
need to tweak? Yeah,
Why don't we
exactly.
just prosecute the individuals if they're
Exactly.
caught, when they're caught, and prosecute them to the full extent of the law?
Sure.
As a concerned father, you take your kids to the next Giants game. Let's just say you're a Dodger fan, for the sake of argument. You encourage your kids, hey, wear your hat because you're a fan of the team, or don't because there could be some issues.
If anyone came up to my kid and started acting inappropriately, I would hope that the crowd would back me up on that.